I'm reading this book called Womb Awakening, Initiatory Wisdom from the Creatrix of All Life by Azra Bertrand and Surin Bertrand. I'll show you the picture. This is the book I'm reading. And in there, they talk about how male sacrifices started to be ritualized and needed to happen when historically we stopped honoring the natural regenerative woman's cycle and the sacrifice of the monthly bleed. So in this idea that the earth thirsts for blood, the male masculine, divine masculine, had to ritually, ceremoniously, maybe even a certain rite of passage, had to sacrifice something, whether it's genital mutilation like circumcision or God's receiving a wound in the side or the thigh in order to give up blood. And this would happen rather than the monthly cycle of a woman, which is regenerative power. And now that we know that menstrual blood has stem cells in it that can literally be programmed to heal whatever wound or scar tissue or what have you on someone's body, it's just I'm still thinking this out, so thanks for allowing me to process. But it's very, very interesting how the masculine is like a one-time thing, whereas the women continue this cycle throughout their entire life until the magical time, of menopause and whatnot. So yeah, I'm still working my way through the book. I'm just trying to articulate this thought of like, it's an ongoing thing that women give up the uterine lining that was going to be the placenta for the child that is not there. And it's just an ongoing gift from Mother Nature back to Mother Earth. And it's just a natural cycle that happens all the time. And so when the masculine tried to take that over, they stopped being the divine masculine because, or maybe to a certain extent, yes, the divine masculine did have to take it over. But they had to wound themselves, whereas the divine feminine, this is just a natural process that we women go through. So I guess what I'm trying to say and articulate is, and start this conversation, continue this conversation, is like, the more we can tap back in to that honoring of this is the natural process that happens with us every single month, and how can we get back into the honoring, shift into honoring that cycle, that is so powerful. Like, we get to do this, whereas men, divine masculine, would have to sacrifice for this, whether it's a personal wound or like I said, genital mutilation or human sacrifice. That's when human sacrifices started coming in, when we stopped honoring the sacred feminine. And then also like war, that's a big, huge sacrifice, especially with all the mass murderings going on right now. It's just another thing about honoring the sacred feminine. The sacred feminine does this and can offer this as a form of honoring the natural cycles, as a form of, we don't have to sacrifice our men in this way. We do that ourselves. And so the more we can shift in our, on the big picture, that's very big picture, right? The more we can shift into recognizing the divine feminine and recognizing that the divine masculine doesn't have to step out of their divinity in order to recognize and realize that the divine feminine is making a sacrifice every single month, ritualistically. So on the small micro everyday life, when we are honoring our cycles, we are taking part in the history's eons long ritual of humanity, honoring the cycles of nature, honoring the cycles of Mother Earth, and not taking unnecessary risk, not taking unnecessary human life, not causing unnecessary pain in order to fulfill the need of Mother Earth, of the great cycles, because the cycles are going to happen anyway. The more intention that we can put into them, the more that we will be able to relax into the flow of life and not have to force things so much. And I know this is a long video, and so like I said, thanks for letting me process this, but this is just something that I feel like is so important. This is like me choosing to read this book right now to better myself in this way and to honor more of my cycles as moving forward, and recognizing the divine feminine that is out there and waiting to be recognized and waiting to be honored. This is so super important because it transforms us from anxiety-riddled humans, divine feminine humans, to empowered humans that are connected to their intuition and connected to our true source, so that we can have the freedom and the confidence knowing that we can move forward with knowing what's best for our family, with knowing that we have the answers, that we can tailor our life to what's best for our family, our village, our tribe, our ancestral healing. So super important. And it can start today by honoring the cycle of life that we are in right now, whether it's that time of the month, or you're pregnant, or you're trying to conceive, or you're having trouble and you're looking for your rainbow baby, what have you. It is all in perfect timing. The more we come back into the natural cycle of things, the more we are going to understand the ritual of it all. The Divine Creatrix is not linear at all. So I catch myself stepping into my masculine and thinking it's going to make sense eventually. It's going to continue this step, what's working and what's not working, and how do you define that? I catch myself doing that. So it's an ongoing thing, especially with what I'm discovering reading this book and doing my own work. This is a continuous thing. And it is so wonderful to be able to be on this journey and be able to share this. So if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.